Dear Lord, I know I've had 7 beers, but I want to drive home. If I make it back without scratching my precious car too much, I promise to start going to church at some point. Well, to anyone doubting the existence of the spiritual world, that actually worked for me. I got home, only a few small dents on my car. I mean, what could be cooler than that? I'm Tony Zarin, and welcome to the How to Be Cool podcast, where my co-host, Nick Nanny, still denies the existence of the Most High, despite the proof I just gave.
I'm not denying the existence of the Most High because I don't know if you saw me on 420, but I was pretty. Here's the thing. I think we're debating the wrong thing here. Okay. I think we should be debating. You're saying we should be debating if spirituality is cool. We should be debating if deception is cool, because that's actually what we're talking about. Okay. Spirituality in all forms is a lie. All right. It's a veil put over our eyes. We are all the blind man to distract us from the truth. The truth is, we live in a prison, and no one's coming to save us, honey. I say, let us enjoy prison. Let us give in to the brutality of the world. Let us celebrate violence. It is the way of savagery, and it's time for us to build our deltoids, our biceps, not just to be hot, but so that we can rip someone's limbs off.
You know what? That is such a Sagittarius thing to say. That's right. The spiritual world also includes the power of the stars to determine our fate. Oh, and this debate, just as my horoscope predicted for today, it's a difficult but rewarding challenge. My horoscope said that I would have a difficult but rewarding challenge, and now we're having it. Yeah. Thanks to the spirit world, I know exactly what's going to happen every day. Now that, my friend, is cool.
Oh, yeah, well, I read my horoscope, too, and it said that your co-host is a stupid doo-doo head. What do you think of that? If you think spirituality is cool,
it's not.
What about people that identify as witches? That's right. It's a brand new phenomenon, especially here in Brooklyn. I know that sounds cool, but these witches aren't flying on brooms and hanging out with Dracula at the cemetery doing the monster mash. No, they're casting spells, trying to make a fuckboy catch feelings for them, or in the hopes of a promotion at their marketing job. They're not trying to fly on brooms. Some of these people don't even own a broom, just a Swiffer.
Witches! I'm so scared. Oh, wait. I don't have anything to worry about, because if a witch is trying to mess with me, I'll just summon an angel. Big bang boom. The angel stomps out the witch and hightails it back to heaven to vape with the late Pope.
You think going to heaven is cool?
Yeah.
Heaven is so uncool, all right? Imagine if you got invited to a cool-sounding party, but before you could get in, you'd have to meet with your school principal to go over your grades. You need the best grades to get into heaven, and you know what that means? Everyone in there is a damn nerd. You want to spend all eternity playing harp with pocket protector wearing Garys? I don't think so.
Well, you and I are not going to settle this, but I know who will. Our guest, the most spiritual person we know, K Loggins. Kay, who's right? Am I right about it's real, or is
I'm not arguing it's not real?
Is the r/atheism right about how he's a big dweeb?
Well, I think you both summed it up pretty damn well, honestly. And I think I actually want to validate everyone's opinion here, because I think we need to expand the definition here, because what is spirituality? I mean, spirituality, the worship of what? Money? Of the Seattle Seahawks?
Right.
Habba Hotel? There's other frankly, genders and genres here that could be explored, and I think deception is pretty cool, actually.
You think deception is cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whether in the context of religion or not, I think it's just kind of a cool Machiavellian thing to do.
I think the only deception that's cool is David Blaine. Okay, when he plays a little trick on you. But I really just don't put it
cool,
together.
But then you find yourself eating your yoga mat hung above the Thames.
Yeah.
You don't think deception is cool? my head got chopped off.
Where'd he go?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Tony.
That was a practical effect. Hollywood's term for deception. We all think it's cool, and without this kind of deception, the movie magic that we all know and love, we wouldn't have films like Star Trek 4, The
Voyage Home.
The Voyage,
The Voyage
Home, my favorite movie. So if you're just sort of thinking about
And in
whose
many-
side to pick, keep in mind that you're wearing the shirt of my favorite
Well,
movie.
in many ways, Spock and Captain Kirk, they have to have faith that they're going to find these damn whales and get them back to the future.
Tony,
so-
I'm so traumatized by what you just did. That's awful. And now I don't know if I can trust that any of my friends' heads will just remain on their shoulders forever because of what you just did. Don't you see the psychological toll that you took on me? And that's cool. That's cool that I have to go to my therapist now, even though he's still on sabbatical. He's been on sabbatical for years now. He won't answer my texts or my emails, And now I have to break into his apartment again.
Yeah, therapy. I liked it the first time when it was called Confession. All right, well, you don't need therapy. You don't need medicine. You don't need what are those called? Breathalyzers. When they pull you over.
Carbohydrates.
You don't need carbohydrates. You can eat beef all day, and that's sort of a little bit of a topic drift. But the point is, if you're worried, if you got scared, you don't need to be scared. If you don't trust me anymore, it doesn't matter because you know who you can trust. The Most High, and also the angels and your horoscope.
Tony, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Your wife comes home, right? She's
Whoa.
wearing a nice, full, beautiful face of makeup, right?
Whoa.
Bright red lips, mascara,
God, finally.
eyeshadow. She's really put some effort in for you tonight.
Yeah.
Now, do you still believe that she's a beautiful woman despite that deceptive practice of applying paint to her face deep inside?
Well, if she's got a tray of hot dogs, then we could talk, okay?
Let me tell you
So
something.
that's an act
Yeah.
of faith on your part.
I suppose so.
Yeah. Well, this reminds me of having one time my wife came home all dolled up. I was like, how come you never dressed up like that for me? She
Yeah.
said, well, because I'm not attracted to you anymore. I want to get a
Right.
divorce. But I said, it doesn't matter because you know who I'm married to? The Most
Who?
High.
And it's very
your
pious.
upstairs neighbor, or what do you?
No, my upstairs neighbor won't talk to me because I like to hit a broom up like this. You know what I mean? Go doog, doog, doog out of the ceiling. And a lot of people say do it because they're stomping around, but I just like to do it just for a workout.
Are they being loud?
No, I'm being loud.
Oh.
And that's why they don't like me because I'm being loud by hitting a broom up against.
But it's a very pious
ceiling.
act of your wife to stay with you.
Well, yeah, it would have been, and she didn't. She left me.
Oh.
She lost faith in, what do you call it?
Drunk driving.
Yeah, drunk driver. She lost faith in me and my ability to get from the bar to my house after being drunk, even though I would say 2 times out of 10, I make it home all the way, no accidents, no DUIs. But that's because she has no faith, and I do it, so that's why I'm able to sort of drink and drive.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Reminds me of that. And I actually do that. I don't need Jesus to take the wheel because after having, when I get like 15 beers deep, I actually have angels that I sort of see in the car, and I just let them do it.
I want to get back
Were
to
the angels in the car when you hit me, though, or?
Yes, and that's why it's not my fault. And I keep saying, I said in
everything is
court, an
God-
angel did
everything
it.
that
So
happens
are these
is-
angels going to take care of my hospital bills, or?
Yeah, well, pray to them. Don't ask me. Nick's asking me what these angels are going to do. Oh, yeah, let me control angels. Oh, wait, I'm not God.
Nick, angels are simply employees of God. Anything that happens is God's will. You look at global events, you look
Right.
at happenings around your town, your community. That's all supposed to be happening.
And you know
So
who?
do these angels are these angels of the mindset work sucks, and that's why
Work
life
sucks, I know. Yeah.
and that's why work sucks. I know.
Yeah.
And is that why life is terrible? Because
Well,
angels.
angels are not infallible. This is actually a
Right.
common misconception. Angels may be agents and employees of God, but they are not God himself. So they are subject to the same kind of emotional roller coasters that we go through every day, Things may be perfect, but, in your noggin as an angel, there's a lot of things flying around. But they work really hard. I know we all remember the classic SNL sketch where the mothers are gathering and talking about their kind of spirit animal, to borrow a term. They buy different trinkets and pillows and other
Making
things.
copies? Or?
I like bunnies, so they have a lot of bunny things in their home. My mother's was angels, and when you entered our bathroom, you would smell potpourri, and you would see a beautiful display of angels, and those angels were looking down upon you, as you did your business. And I like to think that God didn't necessarily tell them to be there, but they were just kind of looking out for me.
These were pictures of angels?
These
or were
are
these
figurines, plaques,
But
some pictures,
But you can worship them as angels, because in Christianity, you can make a statue and worship the statue.
I think it's more as you're in the bathroom with these angels that it's a you are both sharing in communion with God together, and they are elevating you to their highest whatever,
I think
or
we
lowest.
should make a note to, if you're hearing construction noises, we are expanding our podcast studio. And they're working hard on it right now.
Yeah, and it's going to be
an indie movie theater.
No, skate park. It's going to be a skate park.
Well, it's going to be we talk. I mean, we've
think
had discussions about it, but it's probably going to be an indie movie theater.
Indie movies are not great because they don't have, for example, IP like Star Trek.
No, they're not great. They're amazing.
No, they're bad because they don't have Star Treks in them. They don't have a lot of sort of
Star Trek of
Marvel.
the soul. I mean,
no, it's going to be a skate park.
But
Because,
skaters have mommy's money.
Yeah, skaters are, because or in my case, ex-wife money, what we
Right.
call alimony, because I came out of that thing
ex-wife
broke.
money. That sounds like an A24 movie.
Now, are you going to allow rollerbladers at this skate park, or is it just skateboarding?
No, skateboarding.
There's going to be
BMX.
no wheels allowed.
There's going to be skateboarding.
I mean, maybe we'll have
you have to be
food
ADA
delivered.
compliant.
We're going to do kind of like a food service in the theater. I'm gonna, we're gonna serve Clams Casino during the A24 movies.
No food. Skateboarding and vape service. You could order. There'll be a vape delivery, but there won't be food in the skate. What if someone orders a banana and you're trying to do a skate trick? And
they won't be, because they'll be enraptured by the newest Jordan Peele.
Well, speaking
movie,
of raptured,
one time in Girl Scouts, we did a lock-in overnight at a rock climbing space, and we watched Fellowship of the Ring on VHS.
See, that's
so maybe there's some compromise here.
Maybe that'll be turned into a movie, like a really sad 3-hour movie that will be shown.
Girls Rock the Shire.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's
now, this is another thing I'd like to bring up, that we say we don't like spirituality, but what about all this stuff? What about wizards in Lord of the Rings?
Wizards, warlocks. Some people
Warlocks?
would call this sacrilegious, but I don't see it as incompatible with faith in any way, shape, or
With
form.
faith in wizards. You're telling me you think spirituality isn't cool, but yet wizards exist? Literally the coolest guys out there? These guys are like witches with an attitude.
You always are talking about Gandalf the Grey.
Yeah, I love him, but I'm not, okay, look. The kids that I buy beer from in school, they don't like God. They're not into that. Sometimes they say on God, and I don't know what that means, but
you buy beer from or for?
For.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't.
Because I was just hoping maybe there are kids, if you have information on kids sort of selling beer at kind of more of a markdown.
Yeah.
Because the prices that are kind of I'm dealing with now for beers are, it's a lot. Just because I need.
Well, I'll tell you something.
The amount I need to have. So if you know kids that are selling beer.
Well.
What kind of beer are we talking here?
I mean, really, at this point,
Brooklyn
anything.
IPAs.
I try to get the cheapest stuff, because a lot of these kids, they'll kick me in the balls and then take the beer and run, and I don't even get the money back from and I don't even get to hang out with them, which is like the whole point, of buying beer for all these kids is I want to hang out with them.
So let me get this straight. You want to have a little drink and hang out with some cool people. You know where you can do that? Church.
Absolutely.
They have the wine, the sacrament.
I want to say though, I think that getting in with these children and enriching their lives in this way it could be interpreted as a spiritual practice, much in a way that going to church could be interpreted in such a way. But the only thing about this lifestyle is you're going to be getting into a lot of Natty Light. You're going to be into a lot of Rolling Rock.
Right.
These are beverages that are going to take their toll. But on the other hand, you're gonna be tithing 10% of your money away at church. So why not put that towards something fun?
Drinking.
Right. Well, that is the goal with these children. But a lot of them they're into alternative sort of lifestyles, I suppose, and they don't.
Are they Methodist?
Maybe more Lutheran. I don't really know, but it is. But yeah, they
get a load of this. I had a friend growing up, Lutheran dad, Mormon mom.
Oh my God!
They had to decide how the kid was going to be raised. Guess which parent won?
Wait, which parent won?
Well, you could probably guess.
Well, I don't.
It's the mom.
The mom, yeah, of course, yeah.
All right.
Well, what is that one person show? What's the title of that one person show? Because
Mom's Jewish, my dad's Italian,
if he became a stand-up comedian.
Yes, yeah.
Well, you know how you have the show like half Jewish, half Italian.
Or like
What's it called?
I'm half Jewish, half Italian. I'll be like, I didn't know when I was growing up
so-
whether to eat matzah or eat a pizza.
The Book of Mom.
The Book of Mom. That's good.
I don't know.
What's a Lutheran stereotype?
I can't. They're pious and respectful and kind of weird. I don't know.
I think Lutheran is kind of like Catholic, but a little.
It's like the American version of the Anglican Church, I think.
Oh, gotcha.
And I'm an expert on this stuff.
Okay.
And so
I'm an expert on this stuff.
So trust me when I say.
Too, but
I'm an expert on this stuff.
I'm like an expert.
I'm an expert, and this is just if you want to have a laugh and. Go check out My Mother's Italian, My Father's Jewish, and I'm in therapy.
Oh my God!
And it's playing. This is not. If you're listening to this around April 10th, 2014, you can see it in Rhode Island.
And the photo is. We should describe the photo. This guy, he's on a cell phone and a landline phone.
So which parent is on the landline?
Well, I'm gonna read the interview, and we'll find out. Okay, here's a question from the interview.
I see Billy Crystal.
Are you really in therapy? And if so, has it helped? Life is my therapy. So, and
I'm already
that's
laughing.
a school of hard knocks, my friend.
Yeah.
And in many ways, Christ is therapy.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And
I've heard
If
this before.
that floats your boat.
And for me, tarot card reading is therapy.
Uh-huh.
I go to if someone says, hey, you have to go to a therapist or social worker or whatever the court makes you go to, I say, just let me look at my cards. But we mentioned spiritual practices. I found a list of spiritual practices. So, and there's like 30 of these. Maybe we can just say if you think these are good ones or bad ones. And this will kind of fill some time.
Possibly helpful or possibly harmful.
Helpful or harmful. All right. Prayer. Helpful.
Not helpful. You're wasting your time. There's not a lot of time left on this earth. If you're going to bring your hands together, they should be around a doobie. You should be smoking a doobie with two hands.
Listen, it's all fine and well if you want to do that, but let's stop praying and let's start having a conversation.
Thank you. Yeah.
What about journaling?
Journaling? I suppose. As we know, I'm writing a novel, a memoir about my experiences as an open mic comedian.
Would you like to read from it for us? Did you
I didn't. I could. Yeah, I have been sharing. I've been trying to share chapters of it on this show, and the past couple times I did, you kind of cut me off, so I stopped bringing the actual leather-bound copy. But I do have access to my online copy of it, so I could
Google Doc.
Yeah, the Google. Is that okay?
Yeah. Go ahead. Because
as a show of good faith. Or?
Well, just because if it's defined as
I think maybe this could be a bit of a MythBuster style experiment where we can find out if it's a good practice, or
right.
if we feel harmed afterwards, then we have our answer.
Yes, and this is journaling.
Let me open. Evernote, and okay, great. So this is
This is your actual memoir.
This is my memoir. Yeah. Okay.
Is there a title?
Yeah, I'm working a couple of ones. Life on the stage. Feedback is another one. Tight 5 is another one. Although apparently that one's been taken.
Crowd work.
Have you thought of My Mother's Italian, My Father's Jewish, and I'm in Therapy?
Well, my mother's Jewish and my
mother's
father's
Jewish,
Italian.
my father's Italian, and I'm at an open mic on a Wednesday night in Bushwick.
And I wrote this book. Okay, so I'll talk about this chapter's about an open mic I went to, and a comic who had a viral video told me, "Hey, great set, guy." So, well, here I am in the back of the room again.
All right, actually, I really am regretting asking you to read that, just because the amount of time it's taking up is too much.
Well,
and this is not here for the. When I thought you said you were going to read, I thought you were going to read like one word. I didn't think we were going to be getting a full sentence of this. No offense, drivel. But the good news is we have our producer here who hopefully can edit this out. Otherwise, I think the podcast is going well. But let's do a quick check-in with the producer.
All right, check in.
At the halfway point of today's episode, I just want to say I'm loving where this podcast is going. Kay, Tony, and Nick bring such a bizarre and brilliant mix of humor and sincerity to conversations about spirituality. Somehow, we've managed to make religion genuinely funny without losing depth. The chemistry between them is electric. They challenge each other, crack each other up, and somehow always circle back to something meaningful. As the producer, watching this blend of comedy and contemplation come to life is a wild ride. And I truly think we're hitting our stride.
And isn't that great? That's a real
Wow.
person's opinion on the podcast.
He's such a complicated person, and I love his feedback. But anyways, we could get back to my memoir.
No, we don't have time because it's
Well,
Guy's Corner.
Oh, wow.
No! Well, I'm going to have to sit this one out, fellas.
No, anybody's invited.
Oh, okay.
Guy's Corner, but just no talking about, Sex of the City or
Ooh.
Or jewelry.
Wow.
yeah, no, just talk, as long as you talk about guys stuff, it doesn't really matter. That's where we just crack open a cold one.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about
Probably
guy
invite
stuff.
some of those construction guys in here.
Yeah, the people that are building our skate ramp. They'll
man.
probably want to hang with us because we're kind of cool guys who like to party and do guy stuff. So I guess at the start of Guy's Corner, I'll just give my little rant.
Yeah,
about
go
what's
ahead.
Going on with me as a guy. Yeah, basically. So one of the things about being a guy is that as a guy, we like to watch guy movies, right?
Yeah.
Rambo,
Rocky.
I go to the theater to see Rambo. We're up to Rambo 7 now. I walk into the theater to see Rambo 7. Guess who's playing Rambo?
Sylvester Stallone.
It's a girl.
Really?
It's not even about going to the jungle to shoot at bad guys.
What the hell?
Rambo's granddaughter. It's about Rambo's granddaughter going
Rambo's
to
trans granddaughter.
trans granddaughter
Oh my God.
going to Bard College to get an MFA. It's 7 hours long. Nobody shoots at anybody, and the whole thing is a little chat about the MFA. Oh, is it worth it, or should I just dive into the literary scene? That's what's happened to movies nowadays.
Yeah.
Us guys can't even. The one place where us guys could kind of cut loose and be a guy, the movie theater, can't even do it there.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I have a similar guy's gripe.
Yeah.
I've been developing this thing for years for Netflix, where it's a button to skip to the boobies, where you just it skips ahead to a scene with boobs.
And you can see those on Netflix?
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Just kidding. I was just going to go home and masturbate to Netflix because I'm joking around, of course. You
got a subscription.
Yeah. Now I'm going to subscribe. I thought all they had was woke stuff, but go ahead. So
I hired this team of nerds, frankly, to help develop this technology, and they've been they've been working on it for a while. They're almost there, but now they're like, oh, when are you going to pay us? When are you going to pay us? What the fuck? We're trying to make something really great for guys here. What?
Equity. You're getting equity. That's what I always
Yeah.
tell the guy I pay to drive me back and forth from the bar because I don't have my license anymore.
Yeah.
When will you pay me? I'm giving you equity. Equity in what? This podcast. How much is that worth? We've already made over $100.
Wow.
From doing this for only 3 months.
Wow.
So, yeah, I think that's
more than
worth
I
a little
make.
more than me giving you $20 to drive me 2 hours to the bar, the only one left that, frankly, will still serve me.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Well,
You got any
you
gripes?
think gripes just with how guys are being treated these
Or
days?
yeah.
Do
or-
you just
need to-
empathize with what we're dealing with,
Yeah.
at least?
Well, I think we need to stick up for these fellas. You know,
Thank
I think,
you.
I think
Thank
guys.
you.
You know,
Thank
I think in a lot of circles I run in, frankly, these people are saying they're not saying the nicest things about guys.
Guys,
okay?
it's
Yeah.
the war
And,
on guys.
You know,
I've been
and
talking
yeah,
about this.
absolutely. And you know, it's. I know people like to joke and make it post ironic
It's not funny.
Musk's X about it.
Go
but,
on X
not
and
funny.
joke around. Don't joke around about guys.
But you know, this loneliness epidemic is real. God
Yeah,
damn it!
the
And
male
and
loneliness
someone
epidemic.
needs to, you know. And listen, if none of these gay guys are gonna take me as their lawfully wedded wife, then we got to help out these straight guys.
That's right.
Because they need our help.
Please.
I can't be strong enough about this. And I think a relationship with Christ is the quickest way there. It's not the only way there, but it's certainly the best.
You know,
But
well,
even
you
church-
make quite an argument.
Even church. I go into church the other day. You know what? Some of the women there are wearing trousers. This
What?
is church. You're gonna wear
Now
trousers
that I
in
can't.
church?
Now listen, you call me. You can call me an anti-feminist if you want, but I just don't think that's. I don't think it's right.
Trousers in
You
church.
want them to be more
You're gonna-
scantily clad, or what do you?
Yeah. Whatever happened to booty shorts? I'm kidding around. Of course, it's church.
You want a nice.
I mean,
Sunday.
I kind of lied about going to church. It's just Sunday morning is sort of my hangover recovery time, so
Sure.
I haven't been. But let's have a church for guys.
Now hold on a sec. How am I
Yeah.
going to get railed in a sundress after church if I'm wearing slacks?
There we go.
There you go.
All right. Well, that's
Come
enough
on, girls.
of Guys Corner. Let's move on to the next segment, shall we? We did producer check in. You know what it's time for? Video rant.
Video rants.
Yeah, video react. So
I'm not familiar with video rant.
no, it's video reaction.
Oh, video reaction.
Now-
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Let me just sort of give you a little background on this. We've been going for 25 minutes. I think, as you can probably tell, we've kind of run out of clever stuff to say. I mean, we were probably out of that maybe 5
I got
minutes in.
nothing.
Yeah. Well, the great thing about this is these videos, they fill up time.
They've
in the
already
podcast.
been made, and it's just our job to sort of just come up with some sort of stock thing to say.
Yes, because the thing is, it doesn't even have to be clever because all we need to do is make sure we talk over them enough that we don't get a copy strike.
Right.
And
The DMCA.
DMCA, because technically it's it becomes criticism, fair use
Fair
for
use.
criticism if we
Right.
talk while the videos are playing.
Yeah.
Fills time. So all we have to do is come up with some stuff we're going to say over
And
the
it,
videos.
and it might go viral, and we could be really rich. I mean, maybe we wouldn't give you any of the money,
Well,
but
yeah,
it would,
sorry.
But if we get rich, that's cool for us.
we got to
So-
wet our beaks. Then the guy who drives me to the bar has to wet
Yeah,
his
yeah,
beak,
yeah.
and then that's it. Sorry.
There's a huge market in this stuff.
But
Yeah.
maybe when we open the movie theater, I'll give you a free ticket.
Well, it's not going to be. It's going to be a skate park
Well,
because
the-
movies are not cool. Do you know what's cool? Skateboards. And I've
Well,
been
the movie-
talking about
well-
this.
How about this? I'll do the react with you if when you open the movie theater, you screen Stephen King's The Langoliers. Once.
Okay, yeah, we could do a week, or a Monday afternoon screening.
Sure.
Of it. Okay. All right. Great.
Well, what about we screen Rambo or one of these
Rambo.
movies from back when movies were good, not the new.
Wait, just to
woke
go back to the
Rambos.
movies for a second.
Yeah.
You know what I watched last night? Heavy Metal 1981, the animated rock and
Oh,
roll
yeah.
movie,
Oh,
has
yeah.
a lot of boobies, and there's
That's
a movie
right.
theater in the movie, and guess what's on the sign? Jaws 7.
Whoa.
And it's funny.
The
there's-
nerds that are working on my booby button, they've been having trouble with that one. 'cause
Well, that one is hard to train the AI on
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
animated. It's beautiful animation.
God, don't even get me started. Anyways,
you know what's in that? You know who made a song for that?
Donald Fagen.
Donald and Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Hagar.
One of the best guys of all time. He loves.
There's all kind of amazing acts,
He loves
and
drinking.
and they're all really religious.
My
actually.
only issue with the movie is it's not really heavy metal. You're making a movie called Heavy Metal. The heaviest thing you could put on the soundtrack is Sammy Hagar.
There's like Dio. There's one Dio.
Dio.
Song.
That's for the 1981. That was pretty heavy. But
the music is leaves a little bit to the imagination. I'll say that.
Anyway, so let's go.
So we have to pick. So Kay, we should all decide. We usually decide beforehand what sort of perspective we're taking, reacting to videos.
Okay.
I'm usually like, "Whoa, this makes me horny," or "That definitely doesn't make me horny." Do you have?
I feel like I should be impressed and showing a lot of respect for the skill or the technique that I'm witnessing.
Okay.
And kind of I'm amazed. I'm wowed, frankly.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good framework. But do you have like just the specifics? Just because I don't want to. If you forget.
Mostly referencing the kind of the swagger and the stylistic, like, oh, he really ate with that one, sis.
Perfect.
All right.
Kind of
I was
thing.
going to say
Yeah.
something like that. I was going to say, "Oh, who let bro cook?"
Right,
That was what I was gonna-
exactly.
So that's kind of similar but different. All right.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. You ate
so
with
With the
you
different
ate with-
vernacular coming from
Yeah.
me
So
in
you're
this
going to
corner.
say.
I'm going to say,
ate
wow, he's eating with this
He's
one,
eating
sis.
with this one, sis.
Okay.
I'm going to say, "Oh, who let bro cook?" And what are you going to say?
I'm gonna say I'm horny.
All right.
All right. So Kay, swing around.
Yeah, and if you could see here, and just bring your mic, or you could take it out of or whatever. It doesn't matter. All right, so this is called. Okay, yeah, drive is still angel sighting.
Angel.
And by the
Oh my
way,
God.
this is for you, Nick, who's been going.
This is
Oh,
proof.
there's no such thing. This is really literal proof that there's
Okay.
angels. So
Sorry,
here
I
we
had
go.
an angel sighting every time I took a poop in my mom's bathroom.
Oh yeah.
I had an angel sighting every time I watched the Buffy spinoff, Angel, starring David.
I've been seeing angels every time I hit my vape recently, too. I need to get that looked up.
I've seen angels in the architecture. Remember that? All right, here it is.
Okay, I'm horny.
Wait, I'll wait till the angel comes on before to say my thing.
Oh, is that the
see it?
That's the angel?
I mean, have you ever seen such clear evidence of a
Oh
real
my God.
angel? Oh wait, who let bro cook?
I think that's a fart that escaped the window.
No, it's an angel.
She ate with that one, sis.
Do you want to see it one more time?
Yeah, let's do it one
let's
more
do it
time.
again.
First of all, it says angel sighting video, so how could you say it's not an angel? All right,
Sure.
here comes the angel. Here comes-
She's eating with this one, sis.
Oh, who let bro cook?
I'm not horny.
Yeah. How is this not an angel?
This is like a cloud of smoke after I'm hitting the bong. My
No.
smoke does
Absolutely.
that.
Then
way.
why does it say angel sighting video?
Yeah,
and look at the
the
comments.
evidence-
Maybe that's
right
the
there.
strain of weed.
Well, look at this.
One of the comments is, how do you know this is an angel?
Come
It's
on.
titled-
What else could that be? Something white? A kind of shadow around your mirror?
This is a problem people have with the Bible, too, where they're talking about a recursive logical argument. And I think the answer is just like, shut up. Get over it.
Yeah, my problem with the Bible is not video. It's just a book. If the Bible was just a YouTube short, then you could just show the angel.
Hello,
and be done.
that's what Veggie Tales is for.
Yeah, I mean that's a great. So I'm just some of the comic. And then we got some kind of jokers in
I
here.
think that was Lizzo. All I saw was a big ball.
And this is a spoof on a
7
pop
likes
singer.
on that. That's one of the more popular
Well,
comments.
it's funny.
That's
Funny is funny, whether you believe in God
This
or not.
is a spirit.
Believe me, I know.
Okay, so but you're saying since it's labeled
This is my
angel,
This may be the spirit of Jesus, an angel, or my personal guess, ghost. A ghost.
Yeah.
now okay, so if something's labeled angel, it's definitely an angel.
I think this.
Does that mean that Spirit Airlines that plane is a ghost? I mean, like what?
I think it certainly could be a ghost, and this is something that people aren't talking about. These ghosts are alive. These ghosts are here,
Yeah.
and they are part of. They can be part of your worldview and your spiritual worldview.
And we'll look at a little more into this. This is some kind of ministry.
Chinese empowerment.
Some of it's in Chinese. This says
Intro to ALC Chinese.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll look through
You've
this
been
later.
learning Mandarin.
Yeah, I've been learning.
I've been learning
Mandarin.
Japanese.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
Kakoi website desu.
Oh wow,
Well, Hanchiwan Nabe Pijo. Do you know what that means?
this beer is delicious.
I like this glass of beer.
Oh yeah,
So there you go.
I love a glass of beer.
And this is real beer, by the way. This is not some of this like fake beer. This is real
This
men's
is
real beer.
It looks like
18%
fake,
alcohol.
but I put alcohol.
I
in
need
it.
to stop drinking this. I'm putting hair in my chest.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now,
let's go to the next
wait,
video.
is this the one you brought in?
Sorry.
Here we'll do. Do you want to do real angel caught on camera? No, let's do Nick's one he found.
Asking God for a
Now,
girlfriend.
Now this is a comedy sketch. You know, I do comedy, and so I appreciate. You know, even though I'm not a believer, I do like seeing Christian comedy. I'm a big fan of Christian comedy. So this is a Christian comedy sketch that had me in stitches.
God for a girlfriend.
Hey God, can I have a girlfriend? No, you're too young.
I'm horny.
Hey God, do you think I'm
And
ready
then,
for a relationship?
who let bro cook?
Nearly there, just not yet.
We just got to talk a little bit, or else we'll get
Yeah.
it.
See, I'm
Oh,
horny
I
because he
see.
mentioned. A
Oh,
girlfriend.
he's eating with this one, sis.
Huh? What's that?
What?
What happened to those
Well-
girls I like? Oh, now you
He's
mention
talking
it.
to
Well,
God,
the first one
and-
you like, she ended up pregnant by 16.
And see,
That-
She
God
ended up
told
with
him,
after cheating on him multiple times.
you know,
And she
he
took-
wanted to date all these different women, but
Hey,
they turned out to be
there were a couple of girls like-
So, it's
whores.
yeah. I mean, the women here are. God is just pointing out their faults. Really, I mean,
I
Yeah.
get it.
this guy dodged a bullet. Frankly,
God, even though God created these,
You're nearly
Yeah.
he is opposed to them.
And the caption said, "I guess Jesus is real," with one of those crying,
Come on, man, we know
laughing
my
emojis.
girlfriend
Right.
is better than yours.
And
And God made him in His image, with the mic pack on his.
let's
on
look
his,
at
God made the
collar.
women in His image as well.
Yeah.
So it's God is a kinky mother.
And she took the-
Big
What is-
dog. I was just asking God for one, then this popped up on my FYP. After this, I looked up in awe, bro. I'm 15 and realized I'm finna wait like 3 more years.
yes,
But, bro, I'm cooked.
bro is cooked.
The iconic Sigma,
is cooked.
the iconic Sigma facial expression at the end when God realizes laugh cry emoji. Anyways, good
God-
message, brother.
Yeah, God's the original Sigma, and I know what this is: a mewing streak.
What is that?
I'm not looking
is
it
a
up.
mewing
I'm
I mean, I
confirming.
know what that is.
I'm confirming.
I know what that is, but I want to hear
What's
you
your mewing
explain
streak
it.
today?
I'm confirming that I'm confirming that what I think it is what it really
It's
is.
pretty, yeah.
A mewing
Hey,
streak.
if you're in-
Period
there
of
are a couple of
consistent
girls like-
practice.
Consistent practice of mewing.
Mewing
I think I can
streak.
I'm on probably at least I don't know 3
Oh,
months.
Mewing.
It's to make you look more like a Chad.
It's a Chad.
Oh yeah, I know what
Chad
I know
thing.
what mewing.
Chads
streak
and
is.
Sigmas, and the Chads are getting this surgery now. You've seen that?
And just by the way, do not look at the Wikipedia. This is exactly why we need faith and spirituality. According to Wikipedia, mewing is an unproven form of oral posture training. That's what they said
Unproven
about.
form of oral posture
They
training.
said that angels were unproven beings. And look, how do you think I'm driving home from the bar?
Now, what do these non-believers suggest as an alternative to get a Chad chiseled figure?
Yeah, probably just accepting yourself for who you are.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why we need angels, because they can fix stuff. All right, so one more. Speaking of real, this is the last video. Real angel caught on camera. And
Wow.
I'm going
All
to
right.
say, who let bro cook? That's what I'm going to say.
Okay, I'm going to say horny.
Again,
I'm
yeah.
gonna say she's eating with this one, sis.
Okay, here we go.
This video is about
Okay,
to be
I'm horny.
crazy.
She's eating with this one, sis.
That was caught on
boots.
I'm going to say who let
You
bro
probably
cook,
never seen
referring
a
to the
video like
angel.
this before, so I want you to look real closely.
Okay, I'm looking.
More like slangels.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta
Yeah.
have the
That
Enya.
angel looks even more real than the one in the other video.
You believe
Yeah.
And that other one looked really
If
real.
you believe in angels, hit the
this
subscribe
video
button
is about
right
to
now.
be
Okay, I was pretty horny until the angel stuff, and now I'm scared.
All right, let's just
for my
see it. Read a couple.
mortality.
I feel like her favorite
Never
movie
seen a
is
video like
Free
this
Willy.
before,
Yes.
so I want you to look real
Angels are
closely.
real, and some of us could become one. Yeah,
Edit,
hopefully.
never mind what I said.
Yeah, I hope so.
I guess
Team Love Jesus.
Well, Nick, you come in here
Did you see
going,
that? That
the
was
spiritual
crazy.
stuff isn't real.
If
It's
you
all a
believe
bunch
in
of
angels, hit the subscribe
nonsense.
button right now.
And now you see a
You
real
don't-
angel.
you
Okay,
need-
well,
you
here's
need to
the
have
thing.
faith.
You don't need faith because we have real angel caught on camera.
Okay, here's the thing. I never argued that it's not real, I argue that it's not cool. And I still think it's not cool, but I'm fully a believer now.
It's real. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something kind of as a sort of wrap up. What could these angels do to be more cool? Is it the clothes? Should they say something cool? I mean,
I think they
to
should
impress you.
Well, this construction that's been going on, it's been going on for a while. I feel like I would like the angels to come in and help some of these men, lift them from their seat where they're eating, Burger King, and get back to work and do it quieter. I would like the angels to do that. So, if you're listening, God, or whatever, can you send angels? And also, angels, can you have Derek pay me back for that alcohol? And and maybe next time he goes to hit my nuts, maybe he misses, and maybe he falls down and realizes the ills of his ways.
And I'm just gonna say, God.
Amen.
Yeah. This is remember the guy that said, "Ask God
Yeah.
to send me." I wish I had done that prayer before my first 2 marriages, because I'd be a lot richer and a lot happier, and I should have done what that guy did. Should have watched more Christian comedy. But Kay, any kind of final thoughts on the spiritual journey we've taken?
Yes, I think Nick, that I'm proud of you, and again, I want to validate everyone's experience, but there is a right and wrong way to do this, and I want people to stop criticizing spiritual matters, and I want people to stop criticizing dead people when they're you're going to criticize the Pope the day he became a scary ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember this? I see dead people.
I remember that.
You're going to criticize a ghost?
Yeah. You're
I
going to
guess
criticize a ghost?
I
What about
guess-
it? Well, you should, because ghosts are angels that
Ghosts
blew
are
it.
angels.
Ghosts and angels are
Those are angels that blew it.
that blew it.
I think we got our first T-shirt idea for the podcast.
Because a ghost is an angel with no wings.
Yeah.
They
And
gotta wear
then
thing over
that
their
becomes
face.
a big success, and then you have the follow-up shirt, Ghosts are angels that blew this, and then arrow
Whoa.
pointing down.
Yeah, and then I'm going to have one that said, "Who let bro cook?" with an arrow pointing to my face. Well, it's been a pleasure, Kate. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much,
God bless
Kay.
America.
And let's time to end the sermon. Kind of a religious quote for the end. Okay.